Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I am excited to bring to you today this brother. This brother is a music educator, have all kinds of degrees, is currently pursuing his PhD in music education at the University of Missouri at Columbia. And I am super excited to introduce to you Mr. soon to be Dr. G. Preston Wilson Jr. Hi, Preston.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, darling?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm so grateful that you are here. Preston, as you may know, I think I told you this, that we are building a repository of questions and answers, the same 6 questions we're asking every king, with the goal of perhaps there being a young king who may or may not have positive Black male role models in his life, that he can one day come to this repository, see these same questions, but hear a myriad of answers. In fact, we are going for 100 interviews. And so imagine having 100 different answers to the same question.
That's beautiful.
Oh, yes, yes.
Beautiful.
And these young kings will be able to find themselves in it. But also for the rest of us who are neither male or perhaps even Black, can also hear from this group that is often, in my estimation, maligned, misunderstood, mischaracterized, and generally overlooked, right? So I want this repository to be a record of some men from our day who are successful in what they do. And when we say success, it's not about just about what they do for a living, but who they are in the lives of their families and their communities. So I'm so glad that you're here. And let's get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
Well, manhood to me, well, first of all, thank you for this opportunity. This is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Okay, sorry, I got that out. Manhood to me is being the best version of yourself, and being very open and pliable, understanding the balances of life, whatever they may look like to you. It is not always necessarily tied to some sort of gender role or these preconceived notions that we are taught and continue to propagate. But, you know, I think that answer is individual to each person. But at the core, it's understanding of self, and being open and pliable to new things and new ideas. And so it's also an idea that is always changing. It's always evolving with the time. Manhood today is not the same definition that manhood would have had in 1920. And it won't be the same version that we'll have in 2040 or whatever the case may be. It's something that is going to continue to evolve and change.
Good, awesome, excellent, thank you. So Preston, who and or what is important to you?
My parents are my biggest motivators. Knowing who they are as people, who they are to their community. I had great examples of what it meant to be a decent human being. And so I try to live my life in a way that reflects that. And so in school and all the things that I did, I've always wanted my parents to be proud of me. And my parents have always been very supportive of anything that I've wanted to do. As a matter of fact, music was very important to me as a young age. I grew up in the church. And so, you know, music was very integral to, you know, my development. And when I got older and I told my parents that I wanted to, you know, be in music full time, they were like, well, if that's what you're going to do, then you're going to be the best that you can be. And they put me in lessons. They allowed me to go to school to be a music major. And it wasn't until I started teaching public school and I started seeing the families that my students were in it really made me appreciate my parents even more. And so they are my largest motivators. As I stated before, I'm also a man of faith. So, I want to make God proud. I'm trying not to, embarrass him in my everyday walk. We all fall short. So I'm doing the best I can. But those are the two people, God and my parents. I love my mom and them. So
that's awesome. I love that. I love my mama and them. Yep. You can tell out there. I can tell.
yes, I do.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. So Preston, how is it that you want us to see you? How do you want us to see you?
So like, I'm a man, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm an uncle, I'm a friend, I'm a mentor, I'm a mentee. I'm Black, I'm human, I'm gay, I'm a believer of Jesus, I'm a hood rat, I'm bougie, I'm a scholar, I ask questions and I critique, I lean into discomfort, I seek, balance. And so I just share all these things to say that I want people to see me as a multifaceted person. I'm not a monolith. I'm a collection, amalgamation of so many different things that make up who I am. And I'm at a point in my life now where if part of who I am is something that you can't rock with, you don't necessarily deserve the benefit of my totality. And that's okay. So, if you don't like the fact that I'm Black, but you think I'm a wonderful musician, well, baby, I'm not the one for you. And there are other musicians who I'm sure don't look like me, who are wonderful and, made for the job that you have, but you're not for me. And that's okay. And we don't have to be upset. And I ain't got to tweet about it. And I got to put it on Facebook and social media. But I've just learned that I am many things. And those many things make up who I am. And, if people don't appreciate or can't appreciate those many things, that's okay. I just won't be around.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I get it. Thank you. So Preston, what is your epic dream?
As cliche and as lofty as it may sound, I really do want to make the world a better place. If that's through music, wonderful. Amen. But I just know that my life has been the way it is because there are people who have sacrificed or have paved the way for me to enjoy some of the things that I have enjoyed. And so my dream was to be able to do that for other people. Me getting into this doctoral program at the University of Missouri, somebody had to pave the way for me, to get this position. But even before my mentor, gave me this opportunity, somebody had to integrate this school for me to be here. And, so in order for there to be integration, somebody had to have the idea of integrating schools. So like it's always this cycle, this idea, Sankofa talks about the idea of reaching back, and so people reach back for me. And so I want to make sure that in whatever positions I may have, that I'm able to reach back to people behind me to help them in the same way that people have helped me.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Excellent. Thank you. So now you actually answered this question, but I'm going to ask it again. So you actually answered it explicitly and implicitly, but I'm going to ask it again explicitly, which is G. Preston Wilson Jr. Who are you?
So I'm many things. And before I had talked about all the things that I am that, make up who I am. And in the last question, I talked about the people that have sacrificed or have poured into me in some way, directly or indirectly, that make who I am. But there's a term called Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. And so I am a collection of experiences, vicariously and personally, that make me who I am. And You know, I stand up, you know, I stand on those shoulders of like my ancestors, but also knowing that there are people who are looking at me, and, you know, and sooner than later, I'm going to be somebody's ancestor. So, you know, I want to make sure I have, you know, strong enough shoulders to handle the weight of who that generation might be. And so I always tell people that as we look at this connectivity that we have to one another, MLK says that, you know, I can't be who I am until you are who you're supposed to be. And I really believe that, especially once I started teaching high school, they really made me soft. I was a thug out here in these streets, and they really softened me up because I realized that as much as I had done, as much experiences, as many experiences that I've had in my life, they meant nothing if I couldn't use them to help my students get to the next level or the next portion of their life. So yeah, that's who I am. All these things.
Awesome. All the things. That's awesome. Thank you. So here we are already at question 6, which is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't, or you wish I'd asked you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
So 2 things. I don't feel like you missed them. But 2 things that I leave with people is that I'm super Black, like all the time. And not even just in skin color, but in the way in which I react, the way in which I respond, my interactions with people, and understanding, you know, navigating spaces, and, you know, you have to negotiate how much Blackness needs to be in an area, and that's just life. But I'm very much Black. And not even just in, you know, in my fraternal organizations, in my other professional organizations, shout out to Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I'm very, very Black, and I enjoy it. I embrace it, all parts of my Blackness, be that physical features, my lips, my nose, my hair, or be that, you know, some of the more non-tangible, the way that I talk, the way that I use my hands, the sound of my voice, like, all parts of that Blackness is absolutely beautiful, and I want to embrace that, and I encourage other people to embrace that as well, that there's nothing about your Blackness that is deficient in any way. So there's that. And then there's also this the idea that I always leave with people, that love is the most important thing that we can possess, and we all possess it. And I think we just need the opportunity to be able to exercise it. We just don't always get that. And love is the root of everything. It's the root of all learning, all relationships, love or the lack of it. And the greatest thing that we can do is to help someone know that they are loved and they are capable of loving. That came from Mr. Rogers. And it's always stuck with me. And I really had tried to teach in a way that my students know that not only do I love them, but they are capable of love. And that is really just the greatest gift. And for that, for these experiences that I've had, I will always be grateful. I will never wake up and not be grateful. And, you know, even the stress of, you know, a doctoral program or whatever, you know, like, this is the life that I pray for. You know, this stress is a privilege, you know, like, and so even though, you know, life may not necessarily be what I want it to be at this present moment, you know, the fact that I can feel that and I can articulate that is a gift. And so I make sure I embrace that, you know, every day. And I encourage other people to embrace that every day, every second, every minute that we are breathing. You know, be grateful for all the things. Yeah, that's it. That's me.
Well, that is awesome. I just want to say amen, ashe, amen. That's so awesome. And evoking Mr. Rogers too. Go ahead. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm grateful on behalf of your students anyone who comes into your presence, for your authenticity and who you are and who you come into the world, how you come into the world, how you move through the world, and bringing your Blackness into the world, which is really important, as you know. Particularly in conservatory, the Black is often they try to beat the Black out of you, but
okay.
But it's okay. It's not okay. It is amazing to be who you are, to walk in the steps that in the shoes that your Creator made for you, and to be that is what we are all supposed to do, I believe. Is for someone else to try to tell you that it's less than that, and for you to then embody that and to counter the narratives that your students are hearing on a daily basis is so important, and will probably be more impactful in their lives than you may ever know. And so I'm grateful on their behalf that they get a chance to be with you, and that we in our community got to hear from you today. And so I thank you and I honor you, my King, and I pray that God will continue to bless you and to grow you. And as you continue to move forward in your career and move forward in your life, that you will always bring your ancestors with you, and that you will always be, all that you were supposed to be, and so I'm just really grateful for you. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate not only just, the invitation, but this platform, because it really is necessary. We need people everywhere. We need people on social media. We need teachers. We need clergy members. We need politicians. We need people on the streets. We need people in the air. We need people everywhere. So thank you for being a part of that force of making it better for people that may look different. And I can appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us for this episode. I'm hoping that you enjoyed it as much as I have. And stay tuned for next week for yet another episode, another interview with another amazing king. I'm calling it already. And in the meantime, if there is a Black king in your life whom you want to highlight and feature in this forum, please click the link below or in my bio or DM me, and we will take it from there. But in the meantime, please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thanks again. And thank you so much, Preston. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.